Don't be in such a hurry. Kiss the girl, leave her alone. Flirt with the girl, leave her alone. Touch the girl, leave her alone. Keep her guessing. What's going on? What is this? My wife will come out of the shower and say, babe, just lay down. I'll give her a back rub. She'll fall asleep. I'll cover her up. I'll crawl in the bed next to her, turn off the light, go to sleep. So I couldn't do that, Pastor. I go blind. You won't go blind. You've got to learn how to climb it up on a tree. Take it a time. Don't worry about this desire thing. I'm waiting for her to have all this desire on the front. Stop. You're going to be a very old man before you have sex again.
Okay, so evidently we're talking about trees and fruit today. So jumping right in, according to Mark's advice, what things can husbands do that wives would consider foreplay? I guess that would be something that we could direct towards the women, but it doesn't mean that men can't contribute. I know you need that. Can I have another cup of coffee first? Yes.
A woman could be doing dishes, and it could be a soft touch, or a quick little touch, or whisper in the ear, or something, and as you go back outside and do whatever he may be doing outside.
Okay, so a sensitive touch, or a stroke, or whatever the case may be. What else? Yes.
Talking to them.
Talking.
With them,
With them.
Yeah.
Of course, not just talking to your guys.
No, but I mean,
Okay, talking. What else? Don't be afraid to raise your hand. I know some of you are here for the first time. You're going, oh my God, this is church. It's all right. These are the things that you got to talk about in your relationship so you know what's going on. Yes.
I just wanted to prove I wasn't afraid to raise my hand.
Okay, thank you. Well, I know. Yes.
Little notes or texts during the day.
Notes or texts during the day. Okay, that works. What else? Now, there's a difference between texting and sexting. Okay? So, we know the difference, right? Everybody knows the difference between texting and sexting. Jim? Okay. All right. Yes.
Well, I think a clue for guys is that if you're thinking something, even if it's sexual or not sexual, but it's pleasant about your woman, that you let her know. Because we love to know that you think about us during the day. And so, I mean, that's probably one of the easiest things. I think Bill has told me that, he just doesn't think about telling me. He'll think something but not tell me. And I say, well, you didn't communicate, and you really could have scored big on that one.
That's it. Bill, don't feel bad. It's a learning process for all of us. What else? Come on, ladies. This is your chance to contribute. Yes. A what? From your husband. Depends on the day. Okay. A look. A look would be good. Yeah. And you have those. There's those certain looks that you know. But, I mean, there comes a time, too, where it's like one of the spouses may be looking at the other spouse and then, what are you looking at? It's like, I'm just looking at you. Why? Is my mascara running? It's something. And it's like you forget because sometimes you don't do it often enough, and then it's like taken out of context or the wrong way. Yes? A compliment. That's true. That's true, because we talked about sometimes our spouses will tell us something and we think they're just blowing smoke because they want something. It's like, oh, you want to play golf with your friends, right? That's why you're telling me this, or, you want to go out with the girls or something like that, and that's why you're clean shaven. I didn't almost recognize you. I thought she was with somebody else this morning. Good to see you. endearing, what does that exactly mean?
Compliment.
Compliment, okay, thank you, because, some of us. All right, what else can husbands do that wives would consider foreplay? Anthony?
Just a little slices of touching spiciness, just a playful banter between each other.
That's true.
In public too, sometimes I like to do it in public.
I don't want to hear about that. That's TMI, man. What you do, y'all gonna act up in public, that's on you. I don't want to, we trying to keep it clean, okay? Leave it to you, yes.
And I'm gonna defend him, because they are young, because now you and I, when we're in the vehicle, now we're like, remember when? But now it's just so they're young, they're being married.
Yeah. Sometimes you get on the freeway for no reason whatsoever. Just to drive. Right?
But that is so true. That is so true. Because sometimes, it's not that you want to be making out in the parking lot or whatever, a Costco or but, you want to, give your husband or your wife a little kiss and whatever. I see old people doing it all the time. All
What
their
exactly is whatever?
But,
A little kiss and a little whatever.
I see.
No, never mind. I don't want to know.
well,
I understand.
yeah, but there is guy like they want to put not here, honey, they push you away or whatever,
Things, I gotta tell you, things for us are very different because, it's not just that we're older, but it's like, well, you're a pastor, you have to, it's like, man,
You're not
everyone's gonna look to you. Well, maybe they learned something, But you do, it's like, you can't have that freedom all the time because, what if somebody sees you? Man, I don't care if somebody sees me, My idea and your idea are completely different ideas. Okay? What is that? I don't even want to know. All right? And this last clip that we saw was foreplay. A lot of times, guys have this mentality. They don't want to even think about foreplay. They want one play or two play. And they just want to go in and don't even know the difference of, foreplay. But
what happened when you used to go on a ride and they almost wanted to sit you in the lap, and I was like, can you please move? Because
no, it's true. It's true. Now you need elbow room and everything because
before it didn't matter.
because we grow up. It's different. It is different. I don't know. I would say it's the same for us. Plus, when we were older, we had cars with bench seats. That was different. So you could get, come on, Connie, slide over. Now, you got bucket seats with armrests and you could dislocate your elbow trying to touch a woman or vice versa. Or you go to bend over and the seatbelt strangles you. It's like, oh, come here. So it's kind of hard. You can't, I guess it's progressive automobile development's fault for lack of.
They still have bench seats.
Excuse me?
They still have bench seats.
In the back seat of a van.
No, in the front seat. My car has a bench seat.
What kind of car?
Impala.
Leave it to Chevy.
There you go. Of course.
Leave it to Chevy. Okay. So for those of you that want a bench seat in the front, go see the Chevy Impala. Okay. Yes.
Me?
Yes.
I'm gonna say touching, like he says, teasing, more or less. When I'm with Sylvia, I always have her hand or have my hand on her thigh or something. Not being, you know. But, you know, we're always in contact.
Yeah, a touch means a
She
lot.
knows, you know, that I want to be with her.
Yeah, no, that's good.
How about just helping your wife's workload? You know, she's got the children, she has a job, she's tired, and maybe if she walked into the home one day and everything was done, the house smelled good, that helps, I think.
Well, according to Mike Romo, with this coffee that he sells, you could probably do that because you have enough energy to where you do things when you get home. And you're, am I right, Mike? Can I get an amen? All right. So, but there are different things, and I know women. Is it true that, you know, just a soft touch or a caress or something? It's the holding of hands, you know, because, you know, when we were dating, we'd open the door and we'd hold hands to go from the car to the grocery store or to the movies or whatever. And as you get older, sometimes those things don't happen as often, if at all, you know. It's like she's standing outside waiting for you to open the door and you go, come on, what's up, let's go. I'm waiting for you to open the door. Just, it's unlocked, open the door and get in the car, you know. So things kind of, and it's nice when you, even when you surprise when you do it every once in a while, you know, it doesn't have to be all the time, although it would be nice to do it all the time. But those things make a difference. Yes?
Those are all good, you know, like opening the door and all that type of stuff. And, but then you got to think about, you know, times change and like you got some people, like the new wave and all that. What I like to do, and I notice that it's very, if it works, and for me, is I'll put like a Facebook, you know, like a little note on her, or hey, and then I'll put like a nice song, that, you know, like a romantic song or something.
I do notice that you both go back and forth and do that quite often.
And it's something that
That's a public declaration. It's a public declaration. There's nothing wrong with that. Those kind of posts about each other are okay. The other kind of talking smack posts are not okay. All right, let me ask you this. Is there a difference between men and women's idea of foreplay?
Yes.
There is?
Yes.
Do you want to give me an example? Oh, I do, Anthony. You left this muzzle at home today, didn't you? Did you have a comment, Destiny?
Well, I for women, you know, women really enjoy really good conversation.
Okay. And what, for guys, what's their idea of foreplay? They look at you, right? That's foreplay, right? As soon as they look at you, you know it's on, right? Guys are going, what do you mean? You know exactly what I mean. You know, the wind blows and you guys are ready to, right?
Well,
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? No, did you hear that? Did you have a comment, Laura?
I was just going to say they're more visual and we're more like, you know, and we don't necessarily need our trigger points, so to speak, to be touched, but just, you know, being present with
No,
us,
yeah,
things
I hear
like
you.
that.
Do you hear that, guys? All right. So why is it so important to wives that their husbands take the time to climb a palm tree? Why is it so hard, ladies? Why is it so important that they take the time? Y'all don't want to open up. I'm gonna start walking through and picking on people. If you all can.
you got one there.
You don't raise your hand. Yeah, okay, I'm going to take this, even though it should be your woman answering this question, but if you want to answer for her, I'm all good with that. Put the words in her mouth. What's your name?
Josh.
Yes, it is.
We can show that you still love her and you care about her. Let her know that you still she thoughts about her that are sexual.
So instead of looking at her as just an object to have sex with, that you still have feelings, that you still care about her, that you want to make her feel special, that kind of thing. Would you agree with that? All right, very good. She agreed with you. That's one for today. She agreed with you on stick with that. If nothing else, this is where it started today. Okay? Yes?
If the gentleman will take the time to put it into his mind that while he's climbing the tree, the fruit is going to have so much more flavor with
touch though, you're talking about guys, okay? If they touch in a sexual way, they're ready to go, right? Give me an amen.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'll give it. But if they would do that throughout the day, that sets the tone for the woman to be ready. And if they can set in their minds that if they do make sexual touches and glances and things that communicate to the woman, you know, I'm thinking about fill in the blank.
They're
I'm
planting
gonna be making love, baby.
You're-
I'm thinking about it in advance.
so they're planting the seed and you're just waiting for it to cultivate.
Well, that's right, and that is part of climbing the tree, and I think that's what he's going to say, is that, you know, you're setting the stage all day long, or, you know, if you really are disciplined for several days.
Wow, just the way you said that was amazing.
Well, it all gets back to Shirley's fruit.
Yeah, well, let's not talk about Shirley's fruit.
I'll try not to.
All right, okay, so let's move on. What things can happen, what things can husbands do to keep their sexual relationship from becoming predictable and formulaic?
Oh, I got this.
I think I'm going to save you for last, Anthony, because I know that once you answer that, I'm going to have to move on. So, somebody else tell me. Come on, guys. This is where it's a place to be honest, and you're going to be able to help somebody else if you open up and answer. Ladies, do you like having a mechanical sexual relationship?
No.
Okay, let me clarify. Let me clarify about mechanical sexual relationship. What I mean by that is your man being like a mechanical, you know, like doing the same things in order. Because I don't want, y'all are twisted, so I gotta clarify things because you're not. Oh, see, now the women's hands are going up. Yeah, Sonia.
Well, just like you said, change it up. I like with my husband, one day it'll be.
Okay.
If I give her a massage, she'll have a happy ending or whatever. And then the second, you ask me to open up. You ask. I'm just being honest. I'm not saying you want to. So, and then another time is to come home with his, lingerie.
Put this on.
Yeah.
You ever do that to him?
Really good taste. I did. He was like.
All right, let me go over here and I'll come back to you.
I think that you need to listen to your wife because she's probably telling you what's important to her. Like for some women, maybe lingerie works. For some women, they want a really awesome, intelligent conversation, like Destiny. That is exactly, and it doesn't even have to cost money. You can just go for a drive and have this awesome conversation or for coffee. So pay attention to what your wife is telling you. Because it's different for every woman.
Okay, so if, we're not into wearing lingerie and we're not intelligent enough to have a conversation, what does that leave us? What does that leave us? Where do we go from there?
Everybody's capable of growing because we're like, people change, they mature, everybody has a different season. So chances are is the woman you married 10 years ago has changed a little bit because there's kids, responsibilities, etc. So what worked then maybe doesn't work now. And I'll bring that back again, maybe helping around the house, cleaning, things like that. So I've been trying to.
All right, Jennifer.
I want to say, something my husband could do, or any husbands could do, but surprise the woman, surprise the girl. Like either,
Come out of the closet naked. Surprise!
if I was gone or something, come home, the kids on me, but the house is
All right, yes, hold on, yes.
Well, even after you're married, in the car once in a while is.
Frank? Well, hold on. Some people are going to get blackballed from answering any question whatsoever. You're teetering. Yeah. No, you.
Okay, but not, I know we're going to the sexual part, whatever, but there is times, honestly, you don't want to even get to the heart. You just want to be.
Right, you just want to be embraced.
Yes.
And without.
Somebody just, without getting it, without, because I believe that the love is not all about sexual. You just want to be somebody to come and hug you and tell you.
What's the terminology for that? What's the word I'm thinking of?
Cariño.
What?
Cariño.
Papachos, cariños. No, but I'm thinking of what? Yeah, cuddling or that kind of thing. That works too. And the problem is guys can't cuddle without being aroused. You know, it's like, oh, just come snuggle with me. You know, come snuggle with me. That's like, you know, it's like, just kill me now. You know, just kill me now. I don't want to have sex. I just want to cuddle. Fine. Let me go eat chicken and I'll be right back. All right. Yeah. Okay, last, because I know we're moving on right after you're done.
I'm surprised nobody's not doing this.
That's because they like you and
Well, a great way to be spontaneous that me and Raina feel is being in a role-playing atmosphere. Yeah, she says, but you know.
All right, shit! Okay, no, that was enough. No, but that's enough. You got it, the role-playing thing. Okay, and if that, no, you're done. You're done. If that works for you, and that's fine, and you know. Oh, God, man. You know pastors don't get paid enough. Have I said that before?
Oh, you love it, you know.
All right, so let's look at some scripture. I know, how are we going to go from this to scripture? But believe it or not, Song of Solomon 4:15 through 16 says, "You're a garden fountain, a well-flowing water streaming down from Lebanon. Awake, north wind, and come, south wind. Blow on my garden that its fragrance may spread abroad. Let my lover come into his garden and taste its choice fruits." You know, that's pretty descriptive. You know, yeah. You know, it's pretty descriptive, but you think about it, this is biblical. This is in the Word of God. And so, you know, we talk about, hey, the Bible's got a little bit of something of everything that goes on in life, and why not too would he not cover these things? Song of Solomon 7:6 through 9 says, "How beautifully you are, and how pleasing, O love of your delights. Your stature is like that of a palm. Your breasts are like clusters of fruit. I said, I will climb the palm tree. I will take hold of its fruit. May your breasts be like clusters of the vine, the fragrance of your breath like apples, and your mouth like the best wine." God, would that be awesome if we could all have, our breath would be like apples all the time, and our mouth would be the best, like the best wine. You know, that would be so cool. We know that reality just ain't that sense. Like, man, what did you eat? What did you brush your teeth? You know, I mean, just, you know, the reality is, you know, it's like, you know, when you go to dinner, if you're going for Italian and you go, give extra garlic. Give me extra garlic on that. We ain't kissing tonight, right? We ain't extra garlic on that. Because you know, you got to be careful because, man, there's just some things, and then there's some of you that just don't care. You know, it's like, I don't care if you eat the garlic raw. I'll still kiss you. I'll still do all that stuff. And you probably need to talk to somebody because you have a problem. So, moving on. We're going to look at another clip. We're going to talk about time.
How would you think, Anthony?
Number 3. She needs time. He says, how beautiful you are, my darling. Your eyes behind your veil are doves. Your hair is like a flock of goats. Not my choice of words, but apparently 4,000 years ago, this was hot talk. Your lips are like a scarlet ribbon. Your mouth is lovely. Your neck is like the Tower of David. Your two breasts are like two fawns, like twin fawns of a gazelle that browse among the lilies. Check this out. He says, until the dawn breaks and the shadows flee. In other words, all night long. This dude had to be in his 20s, man, I'm telling you. This Puerto Rican's way past all night long, I gotta tell you right now. But all night long. What's he gonna do all night long? He says, I will go to the mountain of myrrh and to the hill of incense. Where exactly is that, Pastor? Let me explain it to you. If you look in the back of your Bible where they have all those nice maps of the Holy Land and stuff, you can look as hard as you want, you won't find Myrrh Mountain anywhere. So, well, where is it? And I'll think it through. Talks about her hair, and her eyes, and her nose, and her lips, and her neck, and her breast. Ends up at Myrrh Mountain. Where do you think it is? That's in the Bible? Yes, it is. And the wild thing is he's there all night long. Which brings me to a very delicate subject. And for the love of God, don't raise your hands. Or point out anyone. But this is a problem for a lot of guys. I was watching this TV show once. My wife was in the hospital, and I was in the hospital with her, and we're just kind of killing time watching TV and flipping through the channels and all these daytime shows, different chick shows, talk shows. And we hit this one, and the lady says, today we're going to be discussing why women have a difficult time achieving orgasm. I said, okay, I'm in. So let's watch this one. I like this one. So they have these women, and they have these psychologists and these doctors, and they're all, what's wrong with us? What's wrong with us, you women? What's wrong with us? We stink, we stink, we stink. And then they would go to the commercials, and they would do these teasers where they would ask a question and then give potential answers, and then you had to wait until after the commercial to get the answer, right? It's a teaser, make you stick around. Well, about halfway through the show, they asked this one question. What is the average length of a man's sexual experience? A, 2 minutes, B, 10 minutes, C, 20 minutes. And it went to commercial. I looked at Debbie and I said, you know what the answer is? She goes, no, what? I said, 2 minutes. She goes, oh, it's not. I said, you watch. Came back and ding, yay, 2 minutes. And then they went on. What's wrong with us? How can we have a hard time achieving orgasm? Hello, did you see the screen? Now do the math. If a woman needs anywhere from 7 to 14 minutes, and a boy's done in 2 minutes, you got yourself a math problem. And the worst part of it is, 2 minutes is the average. Oh, guys, you can do better than the 2-minute drill. There's all kinds of things you can do. There's all kinds of books. There's all kinds of there's exercises you can do. And I don't like exercising, but the stuff I can do, you know, that way you can get past this 2-minute drill problem. Now, ladies, You have to understand, the number one element to enable a man to beat the 2-minute drill is regular, consistent sex. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You make a guy wait for 2 weeks, and he ain't gonna last 30 seconds for crying out loud. All right, you need to help this boy become a lover to you. You gotta help him get his stamina up, all right? But you gotta be focused on the girl. Now, if all you are is focused on yourself, a lot of guys, that's 2 minutes more than enough time. It's all about them. Oh, get my release, okay, thanks. And then they wonder why she doesn't want to have sex later. Well, it's a drag for her. I know women who've been married their entire married lives who've never had an orgasm. Never. But who'd been married before and knew what an orgasm was. They knew what I was talking about. Come into my office, I don't know that. I said, well, let me ask you a question. Does he ever ring your bell? No. So have you ever had your bell rung? Yeah, so she knew what I was talking about. I've been married before. So let me ask you a question. When he makes love to you, she goes, yeah. I said, 2 minutes or less. She goes, how'd you know? I mean, come on, guys. We can do better than the 2-minute drill. All right?
Glad we're covering it all.
Yeah.
Why is time such an important factor in creating a sexually satisfying relationship? I know y'all are just like, it's a little too heavy. You ain't answering no more questions. Yeah, Ruben.
It takes the woman a long time to get into the mood.
Okay. And so can we all agree that it's just as important if the guy's going to have a ring the bell? Don't you think that it's just as fair that the woman ring the bell as well?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys came in on a great day. Great day. Yeah, go ahead. Jump in. Both feet. Yeah. Yeah. You would almost think it's sacrilegious, right? Well, we've been, you know, this is how Fusion rolls, okay? This is how we roll. We talk about the things that don't get talked about in church, because those are the things that all the other pastors are afraid, not our pastors, but other pastors are afraid to talk about, and we let it go real.
That's right. Really? Freeze.
Rabbit in the hair, you gotta give the tortoise. I mean, it's the turtle in the hair. You gotta give the tortoise a head start.
Okay. No, I've read right through that, and that's almost considered a sexual innuendo, right? That's good. That's good. Excellent. What else? What else? What is the reason?
I think that time is important because you connect emotionally, spiritually, and it's more than just the sexual act. There is an intimacy going on at the same time, and I believe that's important for every marriage.
And let me just say this, and I'm going to come over to you, but I want to say this. I want you to understand that, you know, for guys, you're going to, you know, don't raise your hand or anything, but, you know, the thing is it's very easy for you to concentrate and ring the bell, okay? And we have to understand that for the women, it does take a little bit longer to ring the bell. The worst thing in the world that we can put on our women, hurry up. Hurry up. You know, you want them, or they put that pressure on themselves. Well, I know I only got 2 minutes, okay? So I'm going you know, I'm trying to think about everything I can to get you to that place. I know we laugh, but this is reality, you know, and I don't want to ask ladies how many of you agree with me, because I don't want you to raise your hand and embarrass your man, but the thing is we have to take that into consideration, that we need to be able to allow the woman to get there without feeling pressure, because you want them to enjoy it just as much as you enjoy it. Hello? That's a good place for you to say amen, you know?
You know, we talk a lot about pride and selfishness in every area of our relationship in marriage. And we talk about that, how pride and selfishness will kill your marriage if you don't die to that. It does, the same applies in the bedroom. You can be prideful and you can be selfish. And well, what do you mean? I'm not prideful. Prideful is that, you know, it's better to give than to receive sometimes. So that, be careful, because that applies to every area of our relationship.
That's true. What were you going to say, brother? Oh, you can stand.
Oh, I can stand.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, about this subject, there's a lot of couples that don't do foreplay and hinders their relationship. And a lot of guys, you know, after work and, you know, the hustle and bustle of the week, they don't feel like going to foreplay. They just want to ring the bell, bada bing, bada boom, you know, I'm gone. You know, but you gotta learn how to play fairly. You know, it's a give and take situation. I say, you want to keep the wife happy? I say, you gotta take her to first and second and home run. You know, later on. You know, but we can't be selfish. I mean, there's times that they say, babe, I'm not in the mood, so okay, you know, do a solo.
Okay, we ain't going there. But no, I know you ain't commenting on this. Yes.
Something that from last week that you could actually incorporate into this session as well is that, you know, sometimes to help your man or husband is just to tell him, like, guide him, tell him, like, to the spot, to help him, help you
Right.
in the same aspect.
Right.
And that's what we covered last week.
Give
We
you
have to
directions.
tell them how, maybe we have to tell them, this is where it's at, or, you know, sorry.
You know, let me say this. Let me say this. I don't think that any guy, and I'm not going to disagree with you, because I think your idea is correct. But remember, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. That goes for the bedroom too. So if you say to your man, or men, you say to your woman, you're not doing it right. You're not doing it right, okay? Oh my God, you're hurting me, okay? But there is a right way to say, you know, because when they do get to that happy place, then you can say, I like it like that. Or if you want to sing it, or whatever you want to do, you know, but you can guide them in a way that's going to be encouraging as opposed to discouraging. Does that make sense? You know, you don't want to tell them you're not doing it right. You don't want to tell them, no, to the left, you just, you know, but when you get to that right place, it's like, oh gosh, baby, you know, just mama likes that, or whatever the case, right? Whatever. Now, I know that that's what you were saying, and it was just in a different way, and I just tried, okay.
I just, you know, the stuff we're learning here is really valuable information, and everybody's input is very important. And I know it's a little touchy for some people or some of us, but that's why we have such a high divorce rate. Because nobody's ever talked about it.
That's right.
And this is what we're doing. We want people to have a chance of being married.
We're shaking it up.
We want people to make it.
That's right.
And be happy.
That's right. You can make it and be happy at the same time. So, are there effects when a husband takes shortcuts in this area, ladies? Of course, right? We're not going to go into the effects because you all have your ways of dealing with it in your own way. But let's just say vengeance is a big thing with women. How you to it that's, I know, and you say no, but it's like, y'all are just, most of you. So what is the definition of a lover? And how do husbands benefit when they really take on this role? Ladies, what is your definition of a lover? Come on, ladies. Hello? Don't pull up pictures on your cell phone and show me. Okay? Ladies, no, you ain't answering this question. Yes, Sonia, what is your definition of a lover?
My lover. I think when he takes his time and considers my needs before his, because I mean, he knows his own, but I think it's when he takes his time to make sure that my needs are met, and not just that my needs are met, but that he leads and takes your time and, always helps, because then I see that he's not being selfish.
You know, there's a lot of different things that we do when we're doing this. And the things, it's not, what we're talking about here are the physical aspects of it, but there are things that are surrounding aspects of it. If you have, it's fun. If you have little kids roaming around, it's fun to be able to dodge them for, a period of time, to be able to get a quickie in, and you think, oh, the kids are over here, come on, and we're going to get that quickie in while the kids are, busy, or, oh my gosh, I think he's asleep, come on, let's go. But you have to be careful. It's like how they say, you shouldn't be making love with the TV on, okay? Those are distractions. You know what I mean? And if you really, men, you're hearing your women say how important it is for them to feel like you are into this. It's not a job. It's not, it's not a requirement. It's something that you actually want to do as opposed to, or either being forced to do, which some of you may like. I don't know. But, you have to want to do it. So whatever distractions you can take out of the mix, it is a better thing for you to do so that you can really concentrate. Some people, some people do it with the lights on, some people don't do it with the lights on, but whatever it is that's going to be a distraction, try to eliminate those distractions so that both of you can feel like you are really working on each other. It's like Claudina was saying, we talk so much about pride and selfishness being the major contributor to problems in a relationship, and that totally transfers over to the sexual aspects of the relationship as well. If you both work on putting the other person first, then things work out all well. You don't have to keep putting it up, man. I got 2 eyes. I see it right in front of me. Go ahead.
Okay, what's the definition of a lover? When you bring your mate to the position or point where she desires you, and not just you desiring her. So it's a two-way street.
I have the rest of the description of that. I think the definition of a lover is a whole man, not a perfect man. However, a man who tries to be a good man every single day, all year long, in every area. That really helps.
That's the key that I think that you hit. It's like, you might be the greatest gift in the world in bed, gentlemen. But if you're not a man outside of the bedroom, then you're really not a lover. Yeah. You have to be the husband. You have to be the father. You have to be, you have to be that responsible person. It's like, I don't care how well endowed you are or how good you think you are in bed or whatever the case may be, that is not going to get you through life. First of all, you need a lady to respect you. And a wild ride in the bedroom does not earn you respect. Yeah. Y'all are too quiet for me. I think I need, a wild ride in the bedroom lasts on average 2 minutes. Okay? So, it needs to go way beyond that. Way, way, way beyond that. So, what can wives do to help their husbands become more skilled in the time area of sex? Ladies, what can you do to help us guys out in the time area? Destiny? Destiny?
I would say, they have to relax themselves.
Relax themselves. There's a lot lot of pressure.
Well, there's just so much light and pressure about that. We just have so much going on. Back in the day when all this was going on with this, things were different then. Things are different now. So, and you have to, your man comes to you and you're connecting, you have to be able to relax yourself and see that.
Okay, that's good. That's a good point. I would like to ask this, ladies. Do you understand or do you realize the amount of pressure that men have on them in the bedroom? Do you understand that? Yeah. Most of you are not saying anything. I want you to understand that the man has a lot of pressure on them to satisfy his woman when he's in bed, because women, you know that it takes a lot less effort on your part for your man to be satisfied. Are you with me? Right? So the man, because, there's nothing better than a man wants to do is to satisfy his woman. And, our greatest accomplishment as a world is like if you can't even talk or breathe afterwards. It's like all you want to do is sleep. Are you okay? Now, hopefully that happened not during, but right after, because, that's what we are. We want to perform, and we want to perform well, and we want to satisfy you, and we want you to think that we're the greatest gift to the world when it comes to making love, and that you got us. I know y'all are quiet. It's like, y'all are making me think I'm crazy. Am I crazy, or am I talking the truth? Okay, well then give me some feedback so I feel like I'm not speaking to an empty audience. Okay? Because this is what you need to know. That is a lot of pressure for a guy. Now you put all that pressure on him, and then average 2 minutes, and then you wonder why, so it's a long, drawn-out affair. Yes?
I think something that would help time factor is setting the atmosphere better. If that's exactly what we're talking about, helping set the atmosphere for.
Let me ask you a question. Man, how many men and you better not lie because your woman's probably sitting right next to you. Okay, plus you're in a house of God. How many men actually give massages to their wives on a regular basis? Okay. How many? And now, of course, the definition. What's your definition of regular? Once a year? Is that regular? Okay. Okay. Ladies, how many of you give a massage? Now, I'm not talking about. It doesn't have to be a sexual massage. Although every time you touch a man, it's sexual. Okay. Let me just rub the back of your neck. How many women give your man a massage on a regular basis? Raise your hand. Whoa, wait a second. What happened? You mean to tell me there's more guys that give massages to the women than women that give to the men? You don't think for 1 second that a guy would not appreciate a massage? Weren't you the one that said you'd like a foot massage? No, you're done. Just yes or no. What? No. But you like a foot massage, right? Do you think that there's not a man out here that wouldn't like a foot massage? I know, but you're thinking, oh my God, his feet are gross. I would not. At least the woman's feet are pedicured and pretty with nail polish. You want flour with that? You can get anything. Anything that you should be able to want should be equal for a guy. You don't like you like your shoulders massaged and your neck massaged? You don't think that your guy would like that? You don't think that he would like lotion put on him or whatever the case may be? You don't think that would arouse him? Hey, I'm just saying. What? Did he have something to say again? Why are you going like this? Let's stop it. Stop. Okay? So I want you to consider that, ladies, that, we saw a lot of hands go up that's like, or a lot of men that massage the women, but I saw 2 hands of women that massage the men. So, let's go. Yeah, I ain't going for it, all right? Let's talk about some more scripture. Song of Solomon 2:16 through 17 says, my lover is mine and I am his. Nightly he strolls in our garden. Paint that picture for yourself. Delighting in the flowers until dawn, breathes its light and night slips away. Turn to me, dear lover, come like a gazelle, leap like a wild stag on delectable mountains. Oh my gosh. serious descriptive stuff. I don't even, yeah. Okay, Song of Solomon 4:1-7 says, how beautiful you are, my darling, how beautiful. Your eyes behind your veil are doves, your hair is like a flock of goats descending from the hills of Gilead. Your teeth are like a flock of sheep just shorn, coming up from the washing. Each has its twin, not one of them is alone. Your lips are like scarlet ribbon, your mouth is lovely. Your temples behind your veil are like the halves of pomegranate. Your neck is like the Tower of David, built with course of stone. On it hang 1,000 shields, all of them shielded warriors. Your breasts are like two fawns, like twin fawns of a gazelle that browse among the lilies. Until the day breaks and the shadows flee, I will go to the mountain of myrrh and to the hill of incense. You are altogether beautiful, my darling. There is no flaw in you. Wow. All right, we got another video. Of course, we're rushed for time, so let's get into this video.
Number 2. She needs privacy. Amen. He writes, let us go early to the vineyards, secret place, private place, to see if the vines have budded. If their blossoms have opened, if the pomegranates are in bloom. People sure are in my gardening. And there he says, I will give you my love. It's going to be very difficult for a woman to feel very sexual or turned on if she doesn't feel that her lovemaking to you is safe and private. All right? Which means chances are, if you have dinner guests waiting in the next room, she won't be very interested. To a lot of guys, we'd have no problem with that. Make yourselves at home, there's Doritos in the cupboard. We'll be with you in a little bit. About 2 minutes, I'd say. She's not going to be interested in that, you nitwit. That's why for a lot of women, just having children makes it difficult for them to feel very sexual. I call children the anti-sex. Because they're always around, it's always around, and it's hard for them to feel very sexual. You got to work with her on that. And ladies, you know, there's locks on your doors, use them, you know. You can't just neglect the sexual needs of your husband until they're 18. Don't worry, honey, we'll be gone eventually. Everything changes with children. You know, you're not the same anymore. Women, you guys have to understand that physically they're different, emotionally they're different, everything's changed. Those beautiful, seductive breasts are suddenly transformed from erogenous zones into public utilities. And guys, she's being touched all day long. And then you come home. Hey, baby. Touch me and die. You know, you hang a couple of monkeys from your testicles all day long, see how you feel at the end of the day. I'm good, thanks. I'm okay, thank you. Thanks for asking, I'm good. same, but girls, he is. Ain't nothing happened to him. He's still the same wild man you married. And a lot of couples, they really mess up at this point in their marriages. That's why a lot of marriages only make it to about the 5 to 7 year mark. Just long enough for the rugrats to come in, upset the apple cart, and you fail to make the proper adjustments. And it destroys the relationship. Ladies, you cannot get so engrossed in being mommies that you forget about the sexual needs of your husband. But Johnny needs me, Johnny needs me. I'll tell you what Johnny needs. He needs a father. And if you keep it up, he's not going to have one. It's not worth it. And girls, you have to be really careful about rejecting your husband sexually. I don't know if you're aware of this, but for most men, as few as 3 or 4 rejections in a row, and he'll begin to shut down sexually. If you have a husband who argues with you about sex, consider yourself blessed by God. Because at least you keep it on the front table. But a lot of guys, they just shut down. I have women in conferences like this that come up to me, tears running down their faces, and say, I did that to my husband, now he won't touch me. It's not worth it. Why do you think all the jokes on TV are about the young, sexually frustrated man, but the older, sexually frustrated woman? Because she comes back to life, see? You're going to come back to where you were, but now he won't care about you anymore. He won't feel safe to be the initiator anymore. And he said, well, what do we do? Everything, it rarely ever goes back to the way it was. You might have to turn into the initiator. I mean, it's not worth it. You younger ones, watch yourselves during this time. I understand you're tired. And guys, get a clue. The girl is exhausted. Give her a break. Let her rest. They just did a survey on USA Today this weekend. I don't know if you saw it. But they said, what were men's number one interests? It was sex, food, and sleep. And they surveyed women, and their top 3 interests were sleep, food, and sex. I mean, you're being traded in for a cheeseburger, Jack. You know what I'm saying? Help the girl. Let her rest. Give her a break. You want her to be a lover to you? Let her take a nap. You take the little rugrats for a while. Let them peel your brain apart. All right?
All right. So we know that privacy is important for women, especially when it comes to sex. Although Anthony made it obvious that that's not true for you, but I know it's okay to be adventurous sometimes. It's okay to have a good time, but privacy is important, especially when it comes to the kids. If you have young ones going around, like I said, be cognizant of that. Be aware of that. Do what you have to do to give the woman privacy. I'm not saying that this is true for every woman. I know that there are adventurous women out there. The joke about having dinner company and we'll be out in 2 minutes, that stuff happens all the time. All the time. All the time. You just don't know it because you thought, well, what could they do in 2 minutes? But now you know. Women go through changes when they become moms. How do these changes impact their marriage relationship? Do women change? Ladies, do you think you've changed since you've had kids? Okay, so it's pretty obvious, right? Do they have an impact on your marriage relationship, those changes? Yes? Give me a couple of examples real quick. Real quick. Yes? Okay. What else? Let me tell you something. Claudine and I have our first grandchild. He's 2 years old. Cutest grandchild anywhere. Okay, I'll put him up against any of your grandkids. Okay? But nonetheless, I had my son over at the house yesterday. Had my son at the house yesterday with my grandson. I'm observing how his life has changed since he's had a child. I feel so bad for the kid because all he does is watch cartoons. That's all he does. When he's home with his kid at 2 years old, be it as it may, they may be educational cartoons. I mean, some of the cartoons today are really educational, and these kids are mesmerized with the TV. They start singing the songs, and my little grandson says, trying to sing the song along. I thought it was the cutest thing in the world, you know. But my son could sing the whole song, you know? So if you think that, you know, it's like, and he can name, I said, what is this? He goes, oh, it's this, You know the title of it? Yeah. And he goes, and that's so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. You know the name of the characters and everything else. And, you know, and then he was over on Friday night, and we're sitting and we're watching, and there was one episode on, and so it's Claudina, me, my son, my grandson, and we're sitting and watching this episode, and then it ends, and Claudina's like, change, you know, because I think he fell asleep or whatever. And she goes, change the channel. I said, no, I want to see the next episode to see what happens. You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. We watch the next episode to see what happens. But has his life changed? Absolutely. You know, and it's so too for the women, because you're the ones that are usually home trying to educate them. And if you spend that one-on-one time with them trying to educate them, kudos to you. But those cartoons are helpful as well. So why is using motherhood as an excuse to put marriage on hold so dangerous to the relationship? Well, you know what the result can be. Men don't deal well with rejection, but I will tell you this, women do not deal with rejection very well either. If a woman becomes the initiator, okay, which, listen, ladies, just so you know, guys love it when the woman is the initiator. Okay? They love it. Love it. L-U-V-I-T. Love it. Okay? 5 U's. So love it. They love it. Okay? So, I'm just telling you. But if you, for whatever the reason, turn them down, then that initiator goes away. They will not do that anymore. So you have to be careful of that. What kinds of plans can couples make to arrange private time away from their kids in order to maintain their marriage? Why is it so important? Hector and Tammy, you guys are a perfect example. You have what, 19 kids? 5 kids, right? 5 boys, right? And how old's the oldest? 9. And how old's the youngest? 1.5. 9 to 1.5. And Tammy still has all her hair, and she's still sane, you know. Hector, not so much hair, but nonetheless, you're still sane. But I know that you guys have little family getaways, but you also have your time that you've had where you guys go away by yourselves. Now, I know that you may say, well, we can't afford vacations, and we can't. Look, man, where there's a will, there's a way. I don't care if you grab a tent and go camp at Lake Elsinore and put the kids somewhere. You can find someone that'll watch the kids. One of the best babysitters in the world is sitting in the classroom right there, Jessica. You know, but and there's probably no one in here that hasn't used her yet. You know, but you know, you can find a babysitter that'll work with you reasonably, or someone that'll do it for nothing. But you gotta take that time and get away. You know, it doesn't really matter. You know, those times where, you know, you remember when you were dating and you would go out to dinner and you'd just be looking into each other's eyes. And sometimes you get to that point where now you go out to eat and you're looking at each other's phones. You know, you're sitting waiting for the food and you're on your phone and she's on her phone, and you don't look into each other's eyes, and you don't have that communication, and you don't have those things going on. That's not a good thing, okay? And it's really easy to slide. You know, it's really easy to slide, but if we're sliding, we've got to remember, we've got to get back to where we were. We've got to go back to the basics, because that's when things start to fall apart and unravel, is when we forget about the important things, and not just the important things that are important to us, but what are important to your spouse. Let me tell you this, okay? It's just like when I go up and I speak to the congregation on a Sunday morning, or Pastor Fred does it, Pastor Joe does it, whoever it does. When it comes to this stuff, I want you to know that we're speaking to ourselves as well. We've told you, we'll be the first ones to tell you, we have not perfected marriage. We have a normal, excellent relationship. But are there things that still happen? Absolutely. Are there things that we can still remind ourselves of? Absolutely. And for anybody that can walk by here and say, oh no, I got this covered, you're kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself. You need this just as much as I need this. I know. So, well, we're here, ain't we? Yes. But there's somebody that you need to tell that needs to be here. There's so many people that go outside of here that think that this is just for, these are for the little yellow school bus married couples that can't figure it out and got problems. Well, we're not the little yellow school bus marriages. We're the ones who are willing to invest in our relationship, that got a clue as to what's going on, that come to the realization that we don't have all the answers, but as a culmination of a community within a community, we can put all the answers together. So when that time comes when you're going to deal with something from the past, or you're currently going through something, or you're going to get hit with something in the future, you got the tools in your toolbox to be able to deal with this. And I hope, how many of you have your blue folders or your folders? Hold them up. Your notebooks. 3 of you. We bought 100 3-ring binders and passed them out. I take the time to make sure every lesson has a 3-hole punch in it so that you can put it in your notebook to save these lessons to go back and reflect on. If you are not doing that, shame on you. Shame on you. I forgot it. Well then, where's your priorities? I know, you're getting a little spanking right now, but it's for your own good. You need to have your notebook every week. You need to put your notes in it every week. If you don't have one, come to me. I have like 6 left. 8 left. How many of you lost them? Well, I'm not raising my hand up. How many of you have them, just didn't bring them? That's a good place for it. Okay? Bring them. If you never got one, come to me and get one. Every lesson has a 3-ring binder, holes cut in it. Okay? So I'm going to move on, and I want to finish this. Is rejection a factor such a huge deal to men? Yes, but like I said, it's such a huge deal to women as well. Last scripture is Song of Solomon 7:11-12. It says, "Come, my lover, let's go to the countryside. Let's spend the night in the villages. Let's go early to the vineyards to see if the vines have budded, if their blossoms have opened, and if the pomegranates are in bloom. There I will give you my love." Okay? So, we only have a few more sessions. I think it's like 12 sessions. I want to tell you that my, no. The big thing that I want to tell you is that we have been talking about communication. Communication and how important it is to just be able to go below the surface of normal day-to-day conversation and be able to go beneath the surface and have the serious communication. The communication that you can open up to your spouse. So I think that the next session that we're going to do, not next session, but the next book that we're going to do is going to be on communication.